Good evening, good night, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another scene set in Odessa of the Dark Crusade, Season 2. We pick up our scene where the last one ended. Madeleine had just guided her following, along with a neonate, the gangrel, into a garden, many miles from Odessa's boundaries. A grove or a glade hidden deep within a forest, constructed by bloodied and undeathly hands, the landscape warped to fit a twisted ideology. A broken belief in paradise. And its leader, who has come to know Madeleine for quite some time now, saw fit to give her a third death, plunging a silver knife into her heart, dragging her into a lake. But they do not come up the other side. No. Instead, they both arise somewhere quite different. Very different. Madeleine and Morinth arise within a pool, deep within a sealed structure, a tomb of sorts. Freezing cold water lapping at their waists. Morinth briefly looks at Madeleine, the knife still sticking out of her chest. The smallest trickle of blood for a creature that does not bleed. Around the tomb, there are statues, large structures, sculptures, many feet tall, of men, women, and gods unknown to any living person.
Madeline quietly just looks around and looks to Mara and just says, where are we?
Our palace.
She smiles very widely, nods. Can I walk around? Can I step out of here?
Yes. Let me take you Let me take you to our matriarch.
Madeline will let herself be led at this point. As soon as she says that, she just smiles and nods.
She She begins to slowly walk out of the water. The water is still and lifeless, yet murky. You can't see through it. It's not muddy. It's actually almost silver in a way. It's grey. You can't see through it. Doesn't even. The most it gives you is your reflection, a very clear one.
It gives me a reflection.
Oh yeah, no, it wouldn't give you a reflection, would it?
Nope.
It doesn't. It gives more for reflection. You just don't have a reflection in the water. As you walk on by, the tomb has one large exitway, one large hallway in front of it. A very wide but fairly small flight of stairs. Um, the the large sculptures you see are of many different figures. Are immaculately well crafted. In fact, that really is an understatement. There isn't really any way to describe these sculptures as anything short of perfect. In fact, could you make me a self-control roll briefly? Difficulty 5.
Well, then they are. I am not a Toreador. No.
You are now. What's. No, we have not set on a dice roll. Let me set us up on a dice roll.
This yeah, scene start. Oh wait, that's fine. And what did self-control is not something I have, but I'm guessing the correspondent. Since Madeline has instinct and conviction,
Hey,
so
let's
that
roll
would
instinct then.
instinct. Right. 3 successes.
Yeah, you don't succumb to fascination, but you are tempted to. You're drawn to them in a way you hadn't really recognized until you pull back. Walk on down. As you walk on down, you begin to become more accustomed to your surroundings. You understand that this place is there's the air is very thin here, and the world appears not devoid of color but washed out.
Hmm. She takes that into consideration. She will, she will not, of course, not slow down at this time. She will continue on, of course, but she will just keep all her senses around to just keep as good an eye as on everything as she can. But this is clearly not just another place on the planet. This is clearly something else. So she is quite fascinated with this and will take in all of this. Hello?
As continue, the hallway is very wide. It could fit like a dozen people from side to side at least. Um, it's kind of like if you're walking down a corridor made for giants,
Okay.
and the statues are the statues are its normal nominal residents. You begin to walk on up another flight of stairs, very large flight of stairs. And you keep on walking up. Nothing really appears to change. Would you like to roll perception awareness real quick?
A perception and awareness. Yep. Yep. Depending on difficulty, I have one success.
And for a moment, you see the translucent flicker of a humanoid figure, but it passes by fairly quickly. It just brushes past you.
She is she's focused on what's going to happen, and she's not going to show any sort of distraction, especially not fear of anything she doesn't know, not in her current company. So she is going to continue and focus her attention more or less completely on Morith at this point.
Warren keeps on walking.
Madeline does take in this place, this hallway of giants, as you call it. He just marvels at some of these things. But this is pretty much devoid of people, right? This place. It's fairly empty.
There's no one here, no. It's very empty. You begin to kind of reach, as you walk up another flight of stairs, that basically you're kind of walking forward, then there's a flight of stairs to your right at the end of the corridor, the giant's hallway. It leads you into a different room. It leads you into a very large foyer, a large throne room. You can see a black throne at the end of the room up another flight of stairs. a washed out red carpet that has been split into by the enormous statue of the Eponius, infamous Dark Mother. It is one of, I mean, you've never really seen a sculpture this big before, and you've just seen the sculptures of these giants. This one stands about as tall, but is slightly less well made. It is a bit scruffier. It is cracked. It is. You can almost feel like air, this kind of chill air, kind of secrete through the cracks in the stone. Before it are dozens of people. Dozens upon dozens. It is difficult to tell the difference between canine and mortal in this place. All of them appear to be washed out in skin color. And all of them are bowed or are kneeled before this enormous statue. This monument.
Madeline will follow Morin's lead, but she will bow her head as she approaches the statue.
One figure among all of them stands. She stands tall among them in silence. This person. Warmth approaches, she kneels.
Madeline will do the same.
She bows completely both before this figure and the statue, monument to Lilith. And this pale woman who is very tall and slender with dark, kind of deep red hair, which kind of stands in direct contrast to the sort of lifelessness of this place. She gestures to Morinth as she's kneeled. Imagine it's as if you're like bowing before the Chinese emperor. You know, that sort of bow where it's just you're kind of killed over.
Yeah, you're groveling. Beyond groveling, perhaps.
Yeah. She kind of just gestures and raises up her hand, so does Morinth, in perfect unison. In fact, if you didn't know any better, you would believe she were being compelled to do so, just because of the sort of eerie synchronization of it all. And this figure just says, "Dear daughter Morin, you have found yourself a child to walk the night with. Yes, matriarch. I bring her here so that she may see the truth. And so that she may join us in full. She has been tested, and she is ready. Madeline,
Madeline will probably not look. She will just gesture as though she recognizes being talked to, but unless she's being told to look at her, she's not going to.
look at me.
She will. Yes, matriarch.
Do you know where it is you stand?
She takes a moment to collect her thoughts and she says, well, I saw something I have only seen once, where the Shadowlands were merged with our plane. I would say we are somewhere close to, or perhaps in the Shadowlands themselves.
You are well traveled, I see.
And I have read many books, gained as much wisdom as possible.
Only one book speaks of this place, and it was of a forgotten time, of a different time. We stand here upon the former throne of the false father and the new throne of our dark mother. We stand before the throne of the first city, where we, alongside many others, have kept it safe and secure ever since.
Madeline looks almost confused. The first city, as in, she herself knows fairly little of Canaanite
Yeah,
law,
what's a
but
canon law?
two,
Yeah, I have no idea what this is.
I, mm, I must say that I am, compared to many, very young. I must apologize for my ignorance, but I do not know what this is, or what this means.
It may be a blessing in disguise, for it means you have not been exposed to the lies of modest heretics. It matters little. We were not the first here. We came here of our own accord, to stake our own claim. To create the foundations of a more just world. And a just city that fell under the weight of its own decay. Here we protect the oldest, foremost, most primal of Lilith's children, the first. So that one day we might stand beside them as the architects of a new world under the Dark Mother's guidance. Under her watchful eye. The Araloo. First and greatest among Lilith's chosen. It is here they reside, deep in an eternal slumber, but one they will awake from one night. And it is here we protect them and serve them as best we can, so that when they wake, we might drink from their wisdom.
If they are the first,
and our blessing.
If they are the first of the mother's children, I will be honored in helping protect them.
We do not only guide and protect. We do not only protect and serve, but we also guide. For we, in the Araloo's place, judge and guide humanity and all of the children of Lilith down a path they would deem fit and fair. It is here where many of us, from both within and outside of us, serve this common purpose. To guide the world into a new age. Into the loving arms of the Araloo and to their salvation.
Madeline will begin to cry a little. Tears of joy, actually. Very, very few things. I mean, Madeline is 100 years old. Very few things can actually touch her. Well, some things do, but this is perhaps the happiest moment of her entire existence. And a tear or two will begin to form.
You are one of the few to be chosen for this purpose. For there are a few of us that truly believe that such justice could exist in this world.
Those who
You
would
so
avoid.
firmly believe. Oh,
And she will just add to that, and she just says, that does not mean that I will not strive for those who would evade justice, the just light of our mother, for them to face it by my own hand.
she acknowledges this. If you so firmly believe in all their heart and light of love that they may be permitted to walk these halls, few are still that don't. For there can never be many of us, and neither can we ever be known if we have many enemies.
Tell me. Tell me what you require of me, and I shall do this.
She looks at you. I need to look this up. If I can find it. Well, not because I suck. As you look at her, light begins to fade from your eyes. And you find yourself blinded and lashed at, but not with a whip. It's a strange kind of cacophony of violence upon your body. Every wound burns as fire. Can you make me a quick courage check? Difficulty 7.
Can I spend a willpower?
Mm-hmm.
Then I will do so. Three successes.
Swear to me upon pain of final death. Sorry, on pain of final death. to guide and shepherd all that you can reach, and unto the guidance of the Araloo.
I swear it. May my ashes, if I break this vow, may my ashes be shattered in the corners of all the worlds.
Swear to serve and protect the Araloo, those who serve them, in all ways that you can. Lest their blood be upon your hands.
In the name of the Dark Mother, I swear this.
Swear to us now to act in accordance with all the tenets of Krog-Meyer, those who protect and serve and aid you in all things, so that you may do the same.
I swear this.
Submit to the guidance of their elders and to guide the young among them.
I swear this. Upon my blood, upon my soul, and my existence.
You will be taken to meet the Delrol, our leader. Then you will be shown your mission. Your task to bring the light of the Araloo into the world. Do you understand?
Yes. I await to serve.
Then let us celebrate our newest adherent to the Manus Nigrum. Daughter and sister Madeleine. Krog-Meyer, welcome to your new home.
Thank you, Mother.
And when you say that, as this rite concludes, you feel a strange burning sensation on your chest. before something in your mind screams out at you and everything goes dark, you black out. You are hit with a flurry of information that your mind cannot process, cannot consume, cannot digest. When you awaken, your head largely still reeling. Uh, you simply find yourself bloodied within the lake you once appeared from. Not in the physical world, still within the Shadowlands, but in the large hallway. Or at the end of the hallway. This massive pool, really. You can smell your vitae kind of beside you in the lake.
Madeline will take a minute.
Morinth is there as well. She seems to be reeling much as you are. She's kind of staring emptily into the air.
Madeline will just try to get her bearings. And she doesn't float since she doesn't have any air in her, so I suppose she could, but yeah, she kind of gets up and just sits on the, or tries to stand up and just look around and just looks down, assesses the damage on her.
There's no damage on your body, but your mind is just reeling. It's hard to kind of balance yourself. Like you still got a headache, migraine. It's hard to think.
She finds somewhere to sit down. Probably at the edge of the pool or something.
Morph just continues to gaze emptily into the air, just completely still, just kind of limp, until her head driftly kind of slowly turns to you with a sort of dead-eyed, barely coherent look. Let us go, sister. Mother bids us return. She gets up and kind of, almost in a zombie-like state, begins walking towards you.
Yeah, Madeline will just say, we are to meet the... She tries to just shake her head a little bit, tries to think or collect her thoughts.
We did, Madeline. We did.
Oh, so we are to return to the garden?
Yes, we must return to my shadow.
But did she not say that I was supposed to meet? Or was that later?
You have, sister, you have met them.
Ah, I see. I am still
Passed
young.
away.
I am still so very young. It will take time for my mind to.
You will know when the time is right, sister.
As she's standing there, she will just look at Marth, come closer to her, and just kiss her, and then part, and she will just say, "Thank you. Thank you for this elevation of myself. I am now closer to the Mother, thanks to you. I will
I
be
serve the
eternally in
children
your
of the mother.
grateful. I will be in your gratitude from now until the end of my days."
As I am to you.
She looks a little bit confused, maybe.
You will know, sister.
What?
We are all part of the Black Hand. We are all joined.
I see.
As she says that, it does actually occur to you, like this has been explained to you before.
What has been explained?
The Black Hand, the name, its purpose, in greater detail than what you more clearly remember.
Hmm. She will go over these revelations, but yes, she just nods. And they will probably help each other begin to waddle or begin to move towards where they entered.
The mother bids I teach you the dark arts, so that you may return her at your leisure, to show her the lessons you have learned in the overworld.
One of the first
And so that
lessons.
she may show you the lessons of the first.
I will, as I learned one of the first nights I was met by her guiding light. I am always ready to learn. One must never be reluctant to teach or to learn. I am ready.
Yes, you are. And just like before, she kind of topples onto you, plunges the dagger back into your chest, and you fall back out. Oh, hey, look, it's Dorvald. It's your mortal following. And I think with that,
That is where we will end the scene. Thank you, player, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. We'll see you all next time.